did our Black Friday release for that beer right after we opened last year, and so we brewed it again and aged it. And
All right, here we go. Let's do this.
The following is a presentation of Stewed Productions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are just in the middle of the holiday season. Merry Christmas, one and all, and welcome to Thursday. Welcome to Liquid Lunch. My name is Josh, your host. To my left, we're going to get right into all of this because we got an action-packed show today. Yeah. To my left, you know him and his long, luscious locks that are, just keep that going. Anyway, Kennedy.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Kennedy.
I need a shave.
Yeah, you do. All right. This is Texas's live midday craft beer show, and on Texas's show, we talk to Texas brewers far and wide, and it doesn't get much wider or wester or farer from us here in Houston than Amarillo and Caleb and Trevor joining us right now. Look at that. Man, that's a perfect camera shot. That looks so good. It looks like they have a set scene behind them.
I know.
we're at a green screen.
That is that is pretty awesome. You traveled out to Amarillo,
I did.
Kennedy. So don't let me take all your fanfare. Let's get to know everybody. Tell us how all this came about.
Well, for Thanksgiving, we went to Amarillo because my grandmother and my uncle live in Amarillo.
Uh-huh.
And I've been going there since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
But I haven't been in a long time. So we went. I decided, it'd be a cool idea to reach out to some breweries.
Of course.
In Amarillo. The two gentlemen you see before you are the only ones who responded. So I appreciate that. So Julie, my girlfriend, and I, we went there the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
To Pondicetta.
Well, Caleb, Trevor, Pondicetta Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Am I saying that correctly? Pondicetta?
Yeah, it's I will say it's misspelled on the screen though. There's only one.
Oh, there's only one T.
That's typical Kennedy.
Hold on.
It wouldn't be a typical Liquid Lunch if Kennedy didn't. Do you have spell check on the graphics? Does that work? Is that a thing?
There.
I mean,
there.
That one.
Yeah.
Hey, there you
awesome.
go. Pondicetta, one T.
One T.
T for Texas.
People don't even get close. So
all right.
I'm that part.
Well, tell us. Okay, let's start with the basics. Where did the name come from? How did you get to your brewery opening there in Amarillo? Give us that background story.
Well, so we've known each other for a long time. We grew up near each other. We were neighbors growing up, and we ended up playing in a Texas country band for a very short period of time back in early college for me, after college for you, I guess.
Yeah.
And so after that, we stayed in touch. Started homebrewing around the same time, 10 years ago or so, and got tired of our day jobs. Called Trevor up, and I said, I'm quitting, I'm moving, I'm going to open a brewery. And so here we are.
All right. That old story of where did y'all go to school?
We actually, high school was Canyon, Texas, which is 15 minutes from us here.
Okay.
I went to Texas Tech in Lubbock for college and Florida State.
Yeah, I moved away to Florida and then ended up in Austin after that, and lived in Austin and actually worked at a bike shop for a while, and then got kind of into the craft beer world by working for Premier Stainless, which is a brewery equipment manufacturer based in San Diego. And so I was a remote technician and installer, brewer trainer. So I would travel around, did a whole bunch of jobs in Texas, obviously, but all up and down the East Coast, went to Mexico and Canada a few times, setting up, medium, small-size craft breweries.
Okay, well, that's cool. That's cool. So your brew house then. Tell us about your brew house. I see it behind you, or at least some of your, it looks like fermenters behind you. What size brewery do y'all have? Brew house, all that, all your stats.
So we're like a hugely oversized 5-barrel, so we can generally squeeze 5 barrels of even some of our bigger beers out. But it's a premier system, 2 vessels. We have 4 5-barrel fermenters, 2 10-barrel fermenters, a couple of bright tanks. We just wrapped up our first year, and we hit the end of our first calendar year. We're going to be about 600 barrels produced. Mostly taproom sales for us. We have about 15 local restaurants and a couple of package stores that do our cans here in town.
Okay, that's cool. Solid.
Yeah, so you guys are about the same size as the brewery that bought.
What's Ballast Point?
Yeah, Ballast Point. You guys are about that size.
Yeah, we thought about offering on it too, but
Did you guys put a bid in on that one?
Y'all, they overbid, and they're like, no. We can't accept this much money for the brewery we spent $1 billion on.
Yeah.
We want less. And so y'all you couldn't do it.
we couldn't do it. We didn't have quite the same background either,
Right. It'll be, you know what, I'm interested as just, I had this conversation, shameless self-promotion again, latest episode of Interbrews, my personal podcast. It's mostly here in Houston, so if you ever get a hankering to learn more about the Houston craft beer scene, Interbrews podcast. Anyway, shameless plug. John Holler at Holler Brewing, we were talking about this a bit, and actually it might have been on our exclusive Patreon episode, so not to give too much insider information. So but anyway, don't know if it'll make us more likely to drink Ballast Point beer, but everybody's interested to see what happens there.
I think it's an abrupt change and departure from what we thought the brand was. I can't think of any one person in our industry that wasn't completely blown away by the announcement.
Yeah, right. It's the first of its kind in that regard.
Right.
So.
And then you hear the alleged numbers for the second sale was maybe $1 million, or what was it? No, that's not right. $100 million.
Yeah.
A tenth of what they pay. That's crazy.
Right.
That's not how you make money investing.
No.
I don't know a whole lot about investing.
$1 million.
Yeah. What's the quickest way to turn $1 billion into $100 million? Buy Ballast Point. That's the answer to that question. All right, so you guys are in your brewery. You own a brewery. You make beer, and we are fortunate enough at this very moment, Kennedy. I know you're talking.
Hold on.
I know I'm vamping here. We are fortunate enough to have on our table, if you follow our Instagram feed, you saw already that we have 3 of your beers in front of us. And that is anybody we need to say hi to real quick? People watching online. I got Foamy Head 13, aka John. Just said, hey.
Thanks. Hi, Julie. I got Philip. Let me see. Tammy's on. All the good people. Jeffrey.
All the best.
Jeff. Yeah. All the regulars. Thanks for joining, everybody.
All right. Well, there they go.
We got a good show today.
Yeah, we do. We always have a great show today.
Yeah.
All right. So can we get into the thing that I was about to get into?
Well,
or do I need to vamp
we
a little?
could, but before we do this, I have a question to ask.
Well, it's when you ask this question, I
Yeah.
always say just simply do your arm like this. And since most people don't wear watches anymore, pull out your phone and look at that and hit the little button so that you too can know what time is it.
It's time for your favorite segment and mine here on Liquid Lunch. This is
What you drinking?
Good.
And on the table before us is some of the fine brews, all the way from Amarillo, Pondicetta.
Let's see. Let's start with this one.
No, we're going with the one next to it.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Dude, you slammed.
Thanks for being difficult.
No, we're going with the don't call it. What is it? Don't
call me Goose.
Yes.
Because people mispronounce Goza all the time.
Yeah.
And they actually have, in that paper in front of you, they actually have a funny blurb about the goose and the Goza.
Oh.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
there, you even highlighted it.
I did highlight it for you.
Ooh, raspberry mint.
Yes. Raspberry mint, about 4.9%.
Not about. That's spot on. Good job.
Spot on.
All right.
Exactly.
All right. Tell the people, tell the masses about this beer. More so than can go in depth. What's the background of this beer and the reception there in Amarillo?
Reception was incredible. It's our first time doing fruit and sort of like an herbal spice adjunct kind of combo. So it's our house goza recipe, which we try to have on hand in some form or fashion all the time. It's kettle soured, and in this case, we re-fermented with raspberry and then conditioned on locally grown mint from actually my uncle's sort of farm. So
Oh, that's cool. Very cool. All right. Ken, are you going to crack that open, or do I have to sit here and have a dry mouth for the whole hour?
Wow, I'm hearing an echo. I'm getting to it.
Okay. It may be me. I'm just going to try and share this on Reddit real quick.
Oh no.
Pour it up. Take your camera full and tell us about what you're smelling and hearing.
All right, let's see. The carbonation and the crowler held.
Good. When did you? This was Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, it was
It's been 2
Thanksgiving.
weeks.
Yeah.
Strong crowler game, guys.
There we go. Wow. Good carbonation. Ooh, I can smell that raspberry.
That one's yours. The one you're sticking your nose in. That one.
I didn't-
Yours.
I didn't stick my nose all the way in it. Not this time.
Okay. There you go. All right. Nice pour. Nice pour action there.
All right. I've had this already. I had this at the brewery. It was fantastic.
Oh, it smells good.
Yeah.
Smell the mint. It's like and the raspberry. I mean, it's like a very. That's good. I love that aroma. So, adding the mint. Did you say that was that like a at what point did you add the mint?
So we did it cold after crashing, after re-fermentation was complete, and we conditioned on it for 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
About 48 hours. Honestly, on this one, we were kind of stabbing in the dark because we used fresh mint, which we'd never used before. Not a lot of real reference on that as far as pounds per barrel or anything else. So we kind of just took a guess and ended up with a nice subtle balance. I feel like it's kind of present on the nose. You don't really get it in the middle of your flavor profile, but then as it finishes, it leaves just this right mintiness at the end.
Yeah, it's not. It's subtle. It's like It's nice. It's really nice. I like that. It's definitely like a morning beer, like like you drink it. You want to wake up and start the day with. If you're going to be drinking all day, this would be a good one to start with.
It's basically lemonade. It's fun.
Yeah.
This would be a great hot weather beer.
Yeah, so we released this one on our anniversary weekend, which was November 16th. And that was our best-selling beer on that Saturday. So,
see, it's that sort of thing that I hear, because I don't know, we here in Houston in the big city, when we hear about all the way out there in Amarillo, we think, oh, has craft beer even gone all the way out there yet? Absolutely. And people are drinking a lot of really good stuff. I love that.
Well, when I was there, like 3 years ago, there was no Pondicetta.
fair point.
I think there was Long Wooden Spoon, and I think that was it. And this, I don't know. I guess technically the Big Texan is a brewery.
Okay, they're the ones with the steak, right?
Yes, they are the ones with the 72-ounce steak.
Steak.
Have you ever had that steak? I don't know.
No, I've never attempted it.
I've never tried it. No.
I haven't even been to that place since I was a little kid.
Okay. Well, you know what? Tell us about Amarillo's, like the beer scene in general. Amarillo, what, about a quarter million people?
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate. City limits of Amarillo itself, about 200,000 right now. We actually grew up in a small town south of here, which is practically just a suburb of Amarillo now. There's a little university branch of A&M called West Texas A&M, and then lots of small communities and farming around it. So I think the numbers we referenced back when we were doing all of our research was about 500,000 people live north of Lubbock, which is pretty much all considered our neighborhood, if you will, but it's a lot further spread out than, say, any of the urban areas in the state.
Okay. All right. What's the tallest building in Amarillo?
You're stretching here.
How many? No, I'm curious.
The Santa Fe building
It's
or
the Chase
building?
There's some fancy bar and restaurant up on the top floor of that building called the Amarillo Club.
How many stories is that building?
4.
Amarillo's is like that whole and through Lubbock. That's just super flat, right? It's the West
Absolutely.
Plain.
It's super windy too. I've discovered.
A lot of wind.
Yeah, windy, no trees.
Yeah.
Sort of reminiscent of like a desert, high desert landscape.
Yes.
but we are adjacent to Palo Duro Canyon. I mean, it's 15 miles from here, so that's the second largest natural canyon in the U.S., which nobody really knows about.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the
Palo Duro.
what's the biggest? I'm kidding.
Just second only to the.
It's
the grand one.
it's probably something grand.
Yeah. Anyway.
So you guys have a Shanna Smith who says that you guys are the best brewery in Amarillo,
Oh, thank you.
and we have a Philip, one of our top fans. He wants you guys to come to Houston. He's asking.
Awesome.
He's asking when can we have them here.
Oh wow.
So
Well, we're looking at all our future plans right now, trying to plan for more capacity. We've grown pretty fast. We were able to double our cellar capacity within 3 months of opening. So we've gotten to do some collaboration beers too with some of the bigger with a bigger brewery here in Texas. We got to do a collab with Real Ale back last spring. Made a dry hop Pilsner with them, and we're in talks with a couple other breweries down your way to put out a collab hopefully next year. So
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome actually. So I haven't had a chance to really dig in and look at your the beer list.
So I have a question.
Okay, go on.
Did you guys get the beer I left for you?
we did. We have it here. Actually, we're probably ready to open one.
I'm getting a little thirsty watching you guys drink.
Oh, well.
Do that. Y'all have it right there with you? What'd you bring?
Yeah.
So,
Where's the start today, guys?
What'd you take them?
well, I brought him beer from Brash
Okay. Which one?
that I brought him a certain beer because I wanted to say the name. And
We were debating whether we'd be allowed to say the name, considering that we're in Amarillo. You know?
It's true. I don't know how Amarillo would crack down on that, but on this show,
you're not censored on this show.
Yeah.
Nobody is.
You were playing Easy E a few minutes ago. So.
Yeah.
it's sorry.
And
Apologize to whoever's listening.
then I also took him a K Pablo from Southern Yankee.
Wait, which one is that? Oh, is that the wagon?
Their Mexican lager.
Is that the kitty wagon?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what they. Some of the bars around town will put it as the kitty wagon.
I ordered it one time at a bar, and I was with my nine-year-old nephew, and so the lady wouldn't say the name. She just said, "Oh, we have this, IPA from Brash," and I'm like, "Is it the name you can't say in front of my nephew?" And then she left and wrote it down on a sticky note and came back.
Just point to this.
Yeah.
I'm sort of surprised that's the way that went even in Houston.
Yeah.
I still don't understand. Like, well, there's some beer names that we've talked about way too much on this show. Is like saying the name. Well, Kelly out at New Braunfels has one that comes to mind.
Yeah, we had Kelly
For the
Myers
love
on
of pickles.
from New Braunfels Brewing Company, and we did a fucker counter,
That's,
and it said the word fucker over 50 times.
I mean, when you're describing the beer, that's the name of the beer.
Yeah, but he's kind of got a potty mouth, and I think he's.
I haven't met any brewers that have like purely clean language either. So
No, you mean like we're either using profanity or master of the whatever language is their native tongue? Absolutely, we're not. Brewers, beer people, not exactly the most articulate all the time. Although there are some really smart ones. So okay, are y'all starting with the kitty wagon, or y'all? What else did you take?
I think we'll work our way up.
Yeah, that one may be considered a palate wrecker if you're trying to.
So we've got is it K Pablo?
K Pablo, that's the Mexican lager.
Oh, from Southern Yankee.
Southern Yankee.
Just talked to Sydney this morning. Sydney, the head brewer there, she says hey, and really, I think she's going to be watching, if not now, the replay to see if.
Yeah, she actually donated. You have that set, the bottled. I don't know if you've got to that one yet.
So still sitting over here. It's the Imperial Pumpkin.
Yeah, she personally wanted me to give that to you guys.
Awesome.
One brewer to another, because she's really proud of that particular beer. So
Yeah.
and she may or may not have. She probably wasn't supposed to give me that beer, but
Oh.
we're not supposed to say anything to
Don't
Alex.
mention it.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to mention that.
Yeah. So, there you go.
And I will say this real quick: your man, John Adams, really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, I gave him the beer, And he's like, "Here, you guys, I got some beer for you." And I didn't have to ask for anything. He's just like, "What beers do you want?" So
Perfect.
Cool.
That's what we want.
Cool guy.
He absolutely is a bleeding heart of our brand. I mean, we're happy to have him on board.
Awesome. So,
And he has a cool presidential name, just like me.
That goes along these days.
yeah,
It's funny. He called me last night while I was at home, and my little girl saw my phone and it said John Adams. She goes, "Is that the president?" So that's pretty cool.
not only is he still alive at the right old age of what, I guess he'd be like 265 or so now, but he also has a unlimited phone plan.
Yeah.
He's constantly texting people. So, John, that show on HBO, that miniseries,
Yeah.
with what's his face? What's the guy that did the voice? No, what is that guy? He's from the wine movie, the red hair.
I don't know who you're talking.
Anyway.
Red hair,
Yeah.
Carrot Top.
No, not Carrot. Carrot Top is John Adams. No, it's what is that guy's name?
Ron Howard.
He's Italian or has an Italian-like name. Anyway, great miniseries. Recommend it.
Luigi.
No. Shut up. All right. Anyway,
Don't ask me to start throwing out names.
I'm just trying to push along something that is worth watching once you get through all the Christmas movies. Guys, favorite Christmas movie?
Just some of the old like Garfield cartoons and stuff like the California Raisins as a kid.
Yes.
I mean, it's not a movie, but all the old school stuff that came on ABC or whatever it was during Christmas.
Where is that?
I think I have to go with Elf.
Elf's good.
And we always watch. We kind of bookend with Elf. We start with Elf, and then we'll watch it again before the end of the season. Yeah, but okay. Now, next quick, I'm going to ask y'all a very personal question. Sometimes we get deep on the show, and so I have to ask you this very personal, look deep into your soul, and come up with your answer. But is Die Hard a Christmas movie, in your opinion?
How is it not?
Correct.
No thought required.
Oh, thank you.
We usually kick off our Christmas family week with at least one or two.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you guys are definitely welcome back on the show.
Yes.
Perfect. Answered right.
Okay, there you go. I put out there in your opinion, but the fact that you shut it down, that it's not an opinion, it is in fact a Christmas movie.
Absolutely.
Correct answer.
I will say my wife disagrees, and we actually debated about that last night. So
Did it get heated?
a little bit,
Yeah.
We have
But it's watching Christmas movies like November 1, so.
Yes.
we have debates that go on for weeks about Die Hard being a Christmas movie.
This one's been for years now.
Yeah, I mean,
We kicked a co-host off this show simply for disagreeing.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
she used to be here. You don't see her anymore.
We have strong feelings
We
about
don't even
Die
say
Hard.
her name anymore. Just kidding.
She who cannot be named.
Yeah, and I always say it's Catherine. She just had a bunch of kids, and so
Yeah.
she keeps having them. Every time I turn around, there's a new baby that
Oh,
on
yeah.
her Facebook
She's
page.
got a litter.
They're adorable. They're adorable. So anyway, all right. So tell us a bit more about when are you guys open for people to come by and visit and all that kind of stuff.
We're here 7 days a week.
Strong.
We kind of overcommitted, or I say overcommitted. We committed for everything from day one. We launched with when we opened, we launched with 7 or 8 different beers, and we're open 7 days a week, and quickly went down to 3 beers. But now that we've kind of gotten our feet under us, we're here Monday through Friday, kind of traditional. Well, I say traditionalized. We're actually open at 11, and we don't get a lot of traffic during the daytime, but get the handful of random, out-of-towners in, or somebody looking for a beer at 1 in the afternoon, which we'd never turn down. So, and then Saturday we're open 11 to midnight, and Sunday we're open in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, when I went on that Friday, you guys are kind of packed.
Yeah,
Lots of people there.
we feel pretty good about our reception here. I mean, turns out people want really good beer and willing to come hang out. We tried to create a space that maybe was reminiscent of some of the breweries in Houston or Dallas or Austin, and but still comfortable for somebody from Amarillo that maybe isn't quite ready to branch out into triple IPA territory, or whatever.
Yeah, you guys have an awesome brewery. Had a good time there.
Thank you.
Sweet, thanks.
Did you take any pictures?
I did. If you follow us on Instagram, you would have seen that.
Oh, was that what that was?
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know. I think I do. Maybe so.
I Instagrammed from there.
Oh, well, good for you.
Yeah.
All right. That's a big commitment from him. Kennedy's so old.
I Instagram all the time.
All the time?
I mean, he's got a sophisticated gray beard right now. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, November's already going to keep that around.
I don't know what I don't know what happened. My beard is completely white now.
Maybe you're the next Santa. Have y'all watched the Santa Claus yet this year?
I haven't seen it yet this year.
I know my family has.
Yeah.
No.
I just missed it accidentally.
Maybe you were working.
Yeah.
No, it's high quality. That Tim Allen man, he's like high art.
Mm-hmm.
We that Disney Plus that thing that's gonna be the end of me because we'll sit down to watch that one and it rolls right into the second one, which just as good, and then there's a third one, so you can't just watch two and not watch the third one.
Did you get Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Did you get the Disney Plus Hulu bundle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we want to watch all the football.
All the sports.
When you go to a smaller school, it's the only way you can watch your school. So.
I mean, I assume everybody's watching The Mandalorian then, right?
Yeah.
You mean the Baby Yoda show?
Baby Yoda.
Oh I was watching with my nephew and he got so mad at me because I kept referring to that guy as Boba Fett.
Oh,
He's like, it's not Boba Fett, and I'm like, what's Boba Fett doing that? It's not Boba Fett.
yeah. I don't.
I'm waiting for my kids to get the passion for it, but they're too young still. I tried to show them Star Wars at 3 years old, and it was mixed reception.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine are getting there. They're just not fully committed yet.
It takes a little while, and then you got to make sure. I've got 3 daughters, so like with sons, it seems like more likely that they're going to dig Star Wars. But I had one that was pretty into it, and then one that was kind of and then one that was like, I don't want anything to do with that. So I was like, I got one. It's fine. That's enough. That's all.
Yeah.
I just need the excuse. But yeah, I don't. Mandalorian pretty good so far.
I saw a couple of the episodes. I don't have Disney Plus, so but I have seen the first 2 episodes. Pretty good.
Yeah. It's kind of nice to have some fresh content within the idea of it, and especially something that people seem to be really buying into.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why they would pay that actor anything more than just I don't know who they got to be the actual Mandalorian, but he wears a helmet the whole time, so he doesn't even have to actually talk.
It's the dude from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but it's
the one that got killed in the face by the big dude.
Oh yeah, Dario.
The guy from Narcos.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but so I saw yesterday there's a headline that he's not even the full-time actor for it. He's the credited actor, but he doesn't perform in every scene.
Yeah, it makes sense because how would you know?
Pedro Pascal, is that his name?
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I know there's a new season of Narcos Mexico coming. I'm excited. I like that show a lot.
You could almost call him the name of this brash beer for not doing all the acting.
I don't even know the guy throwing shade.
I mean, he seems like a great guy. I'd like to know him, but
So, which beer are you guys drinking right now?
Is it
We're
Pablo?
K-pop.
What do you guys think of the K Pablo?
That is really good.
I like it. Yeah.
There's this kind of nice maltiness, but it's balanced really well with a little bit of the bitterness too. I mean,
Yeah.
I think our Mexican lager trended more towards mild macro Mexican lager, where I think this is a really appropriate use of corn and hops and then kind of classic Vienna lager malt character from its German history.
Yeah, definitely get a slight honey on the lips, which is refreshing at the end. I like a lot.
So I believe this is their best seller.
Cool.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. That's
They
nice.
they get a lot of traffic, I believe, that's not necessarily your normal craft beer crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Like people coming in for the first time trying the craft beer, and they love that the K Pablo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is year round for them, probably. I mean, obviously then.
Yeah, this is a year round.
Sweet.
Yeah, my prediction at the beginning of 2019 was that this was the year of the craft Mexican lager. I don't know how you quantify that, but I'm going to say I was right.
Well, I even brewed a Mexican lager.
Yeah, we heard all about it.
Yeah,
That you're going to enter as a German lager
I didn't.
competition?
I didn't.
Okay, good.
You guys.
Okay.
No, so my homebrew club, we had a light German lager competition, and I didn't get one made in time, and I was going to enter my Mexican lager, and my girlfriend Julie was on the show, and she blew up my spot, and then I got so much crap about you can't enter that, blah 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 blah. So I didn't. I did not.
Credit to the colonialistic, history of all of those beer producing countries.
Yeah, I mean, if you stretched, I guess you could, but
Oh, now you say that.
no, I'm saying I guess you.
You give me so much crap. Oh, you can't enter that.
No, I wouldn't enter it in a competition, though. Is what I'm saying. I think historically you would make the transition from German lagers into Mexican lagers pretty easy because the Germans came to that area and all the ingredients and the people and the.
Yeah, I was
all that.
saying I was using specialty German corn.
There's no such thing.
You don't know that.
I do too.
Have you been to Germany?
I don't have to go to Germany. I got Google. No, I don't know. I really don't know.
They
But
could raise corn there.
Yeah.
Here, do you want a refill?
Are we going to finish that off or go to the next one? Because I could come back to it. But
All right, let's go to the next one. We're going to the next one.
Yeah, we don't want. If you guys have a time you need to be done, I mean, we could keep you here for the next hour and a half if you.
Don't worry, we're not keeping you for an hour and a half. Somebody's got to go to work.
It's me.
All right,
Actually
so
brewing right now, so I'm bored off. It's been a really long Borlaug, but it's cool.
What are you brewing right now?
We're doing a collaboration with the local restaurant, which we already said. We're doing what are we calling it? A nougat stout.
Yeah.
That's right. The-
Called mid nougat stout.
What exactly is nougat, and where do you? It sounds like it comes from another planet.
well, yeah, when I hear the word nougat, I think candy bars.
Well, that's what it. Yeah.
Yeah, so we built up like sort of a sweet caramely stout base, targeting like an 8% or so beer, a little bit of lactose, and then we're adding 2 pounds per barrel to the whirlpool of Milky Way bars.
Milky Way. So it does come from outer space.
Oh
Yep.
man.
You nailed it.
Now I've had this one too. They're local yokel.
Okay, hold on. Milky Way. Do you use the regular Milky Ways or the dark?
We're using regular, although I didn't even consider the dark. I mean, that would have been a good idea. But, we want to play up that milk chocolate, kind of the stereotypical nougat candy bar combo.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and we considered Snickers originally, but we didn't really want to deal with the peanuts and that component of it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother game.
Right.
That nougat on nut on caramel, it's chemistry.
And then you have to also say that this project contains nuts.
I know. Yeah, that was, I think, one of the biggest thoughts in our mind.
Yeah. I wonder if when you do peanuts in a beer, if that still counts towards peanut allergies or the boil. I don't know how that works.
I'm pretty sure it would. Yeah. I don't know which component in a peanut it is that is particularly allergy prone, but I know that the peanut allergy thing has become a really significant impact on what people can do.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you do 6-packs of that with a branded EpiPen in each.
or 5-pack, and then the sixth of the 6-pack is an EpiPen.
You have a four different EpiPens and be
So
collect them all.
Can we just bottle up some Benadryl and put it in the second part?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
The 6th package?
Holiday 5-pack with Benadryl.
Yeah, and with the price of medicine these days, especially United States, it's gonna be a $300 6-pack.
Yeah.
We better call up Farmer Bro.
You could barrel age that insulin though. That'd be give it a little awareness. I don't know.
Is that a good joke at this point in time?
I don't.
Insulin.
It's craft insulin. It's fine. All the rules are out the door. We could. Yeah. It's a whole market we haven't even looked at. Does your insulin just taste like insulin?
It's craft.
Yeah. Yeah. Hop. You could dry hop the insulin.
Hops. I mean, I could be into it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what do we local yokel? Is this the Dunkelweizen?
This beer is effing fantastic.
guys.
Thanks.
This, I'm Julie ordered this when we went, and I was like, man, I should have got this one there. But ooh, this is so good. I'm not normally a big fan of this style, but you guys nailed it, man. It is great.
Thanks.
It's
We
like
did have a local maltster. They've just kind of started. They're about as old as we are, but they did some specialty grain for us and had to hang out. And yeah, it was fun. Turned out really great. We feel like.
Yeah. So we used some of their Munich malt, or we used their Pilsen base, some Munich malts, some caramel 70-ish, 60-ish, some caramel 40, and then we also used some, like he said, some custom roasted wheat, sort of like approaching like a chocolate or a midnight wheat from Brice, something kind of in that category of malt. And then we used Community Cultures Yeast Lab out of San Antonio. We used their half yeast, and friends of ours are actually in the first, year and a half of opening up a hop farm in Dalhart, which is, as you sort of head towards New Mexico and Colorado from here.
Yeah.
That's cool. It has like a flavor-wise, almost like a toasted banana nut bread kind of thing going. It's like it's really like it's fantastic.
Thank
Yeah. Or almost like a peanut butter banana sandwich on toasted bread or something along those lines. It's like.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I think that's probably the most interesting part about that style, and neither of us are big on classic German styles in particular, but when you get a really good version of a Dunkel, it's playing with that relationship between all of the classic phenols and esters of German hef yeast and toasted malts, and like you said, you get that sort of caramelized banana, or even like straight up peanut butter and toast with banana or something, in that range. Sort of a subtle clove, but again, that was kind of on purpose, playing with that balance.
Yeah. No, you nailed it. This is good.
That's what I'm getting. Yeah, the subtle clove for sure on this.
Subtle clove.
Yeah.
Sounds like an album. Speaking of album, y'all said y'all were in a Texas country band.
Short-lived.
Very, very short-lived.
Okay.
Played one frat party, and not our frat, but somebody harassed us to play, so we played for beer and liquor, and we had a really good time, but it was probably really awful.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we played Friends in Low Places about 16 times. Encore.
Well, yeah, you were at a frat party, so of course you did.
Right. We both went on to play in punk bands and metal bands, and you played in Texas country bands after that too. But, not together. After we moved away and started our own thing.
You guys probably also played a lot of Family Tradition.
Yeah. Well, you would think so, but
I did in a few other bands.
So Amarillo Highway, is that one that I feel like you would have to play that.
I don't think I ever played that in a band. It was one of my favorite. Like that. Was that Terry Allen? But it was the Robert L. King cover. Is that what the one is that everyone knows?
Yeah.
That's such a cool song.
Yeah, I don't think I ever played it in a band.
Yeah, but when the live version, he talks about like Amarillo, Lubbock being so flat that on a clear day,
You see the back of your head?
Yeah, back of your own head.
Yeah. It is. It's super flat there, and like the little bit of trees they do have, they're all leaning towards one direction.
That's exactly right.
Yep. The wind predominantly comes out of the southwest, so they're leaning.
I get to go through Amarillo when we'll travel out to Taos, New Mexico.
Yeah.
Every couple of years, my family has or my wife's family. They're my family now. It's been not long enough. My family has a place out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is from now on. Your brewery is going to be my.
Yeah, you got to stop. Point. You got to stop to make it along the way.
Unless it's like we did an overnight trip one time. I'll never do that again.
Or they open at 11 a.m.
I know.
Yeah, we're usually here at 9, so.
Okay.
And the trek from Houston in that area, my mom's family lived in Spring. Actually, they still do in the area.
Which is right by Southern Yankee.
Yeah.
Just I remember as a kid, it just felt like days and days. And, it's what, 10 or 11 hours sometimes. I don't know. Back in
Well-
80s and 90s, it was. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that was back when the speed limit was 55. It's not
Yeah.
that anymore. So
Yeah.
it's about a 9.5 hour trip to Amarillo from here in Houston. It took me 12 and a half.
Lots of stops.
We stopped at Cowtown Brewing in Fort Worth, and then Wichita Falls in Wichita Falls,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Did y'all go through Abilene? You didn't go through Abilene, did you?
No, but we went through Abilene on the way home.
Okay.
We've talked about this.
Oh, yeah. I know. I don't listen to I mean, you did. Now that you say it, I remember.
Yeah, so it was just me and my girlfriend on the way up there, me and Julie, and on the way back I had my parents. So we didn't get to do we didn't get to do any brewery stopping on the way back.
Yeah.
But on the way up, we did.
Cool. Now, when y'all are there in Amarillo, I always like to ask this. When y'all, your view of the rest of Texas is obviously from a different angle, like literally because you're up north looking down. What are, like, just collectively speak for all of Amarillo and the greater Amarillo area? What is the view of the rest of Texas?
It's a lot of
beers?
responsibility we just put on you guys.
Don't blow it.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to take credit for that one. I feel like we have probably a more balanced view because we both spent time outside of Amarillo. But I mean, I can tell you, like, I just traveled to Houston recently, and my dad's like, "Oh, you don't want to go to Houston." I'm like, "Why not?" He's like, "It's a big city, you know." So I'd say that's sort of the perspective for a lot of it. But everybody loves to go visit like Houston or Dallas or Austin and go to their favorite fancy restaurant, which is, being from Amarillo, it's always a steakhouse, and and have some fancy whiskey and a high-end beer, and come back and talk about how good it was and how they wish Amarillo had more of that. But then when they live in Amarillo, they eat fast food and
Yeah, when those types of places open up, they're like, "Oh, that's too expensive," or
Right.
something like that.
Yeah.
We're slow. We're slow to come around to some of the bigger cities. I don't know. It's totally different place than the bigger cities for sure.
What great, like the rest of what beers are available from, 'cause we're far away. 12 hours is a long way.
Well, it's not. It was,
10 hours, even if it's 10 hours.
Yeah.
I'm just
No.
saying, I can get to Memphis in 10 hours. That's like 17 states away. All right, give or take.
okay.
Yeah, pretty
Um,
close.
So we can get a fair amount of Dallas beer at this point. Most of the large-scale craft breweries from out of state eventually make it here, but they always launch in, I feel like, in Austin or maybe Houston occasionally. So like, we have Bell's Brewing. We have a lot of Colorado beer actually. I feel like some of them make it here, but maybe don't push through the rest of the state depending on their distro footprint. We get a lot of real ale. We've had real ale forever. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
but they're the OG. St. Arnold. When our friends used to own Imperial Tap Room, which was this sort of high-end restaurant and beer bar, they actually won like best beer bar in Texas a couple of times, which is crazy considering where we are. But they would always have cool stuff. Like we had brash beer from them. Like we've had Pussy Wagon at Imperial Tap Room.
Yeah, I finally got you to say the word.
I'm ready to open an interview.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What are y'all doing now? What are y'all?
We're not open Pussy Wagon.
Okay.
You
no,
get
that's-
some, yeah.
Do we have any IPAs? I feel like we should all drink IPAs. We don't. We just, or maybe just some more. Here, give me some more. I already drank the. Which one? Either one.
You want the here? I'll give you
Surprise me.
the Dunkel. This.
It's good.
I love this. I love this beer so much.
Cool. Thanks. Cheers. Yeah, that the Pussy Wagon, man. It's
That's a great beer.
it is.
So I live less than a mile from Brash Brew.
Well, so I have to admit, I really considered messaging you because I was in Houston this past weekend, and
Oh.
literally you emailed me and said, "Hey, just wanted to say thanks for hospitality or whatever, and confirm that you guys are good for Thursday." As I was pulling into Brash.
Oh wow, you are literally less than a mile away from me.
Oh man.
I really should. So, but it was a pretty short trip. My wife and I flew in on Friday night, got in late, and then did brewery stuff all day Saturday, and then there was a a guild, a Texas Craft Brewers Guild presentation conference for breweries and planning, and I got to speak at that. So
Oh, that's
Oh, cool.
At St. Arnold, right?
I was at St. Arnold. It was a lot of fun, and man, that place is badass.
It is
Yeah,
amazing, right?
yeah.
That was cool. I wish I could have been there. That Huggy Bear from local group.
Yeah.
Presenting on the last panel.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he's kind of a regular on our show.
Yeah,
actually.
Adam from Austin Beer Works was there. Who else was on that?
So Josh Hare from Hops and Grain did a talk. It's like an architecture firm did a talk. Catherine Holler, is that her name?
Yeah,
For
yeah.
Holler. She was on the panel at the end. Who else was there? I mean, there's quite a few. It was actually a really good conference. I felt like.
Yeah.
I feel like I got a couple of takeaways. Even.
We almost went the whole show.
Man, we were so close.
Let's see if it clears up. Here,
It'll clear up.
hold your hands up.
It'll clear up.
Hold your hands up. Do this.
Hold on.
Yeah. Stand on one foot.
Well, poop.
Maybe it'll clear.
Maybe.
I don't know. What are you gonna do,
They're,
Scott?
they're probably still talking to us right now.
They might be. The delay. I don't know if okay, guys, if you can hear us, it locked. Oh, there was a word.
Yeah. Just give it a second.
The wind is blowing through. That might be the.
Oh.
You ever? Not that I've ever done this, but this is what I've heard when you illegally stream something, like on Periscope, when they end the stream,
Yeah.
it kind of does this. Bad.
Oh.
So I don't know.
Do you want me to give you some interesting facts about Amarillo?
I would love some interesting facts about Amarillo.
All right. So Amarillo is on the old Route 66.
Okay.
Goes right through the middle of town. Mm-hmm. The halfway point of Route 66, which goes from, which went from Chicago to Los Angeles, is like 30 miles outside of town.
Those words are all going to get here eventually.
Yeah.
They're just backed up in the pipeline. Oh, wait, the picture moved.
All right. So if you guys can hear us, we're having Skype issues, which happens.
Oh, they moved a little bit.
Yeah.
Now they're shrugging.
Yeah.
It's like extreme slow mo.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny actually. We almost did it. We almost. Oh.
Yeah. Every time you hear it, doesn't mean it's coming back.
Okay, we'll give it a few more minutes and then, because it's all backed up. I don't know. I don't understand what happens if somebody from Microsoft wants to. Maybe that's the problem. When's the last time you used anything from Microsoft? Maybe we should use a different.
Every day.
Yeah, you do.
Every day.
Maybe we should use something else.
Yeah. Well, Skype is really the only thing we can use with our current setup. I don't know if they're laughing at us now.
I don't know why.
Oh, yeah, I think Tammy got it. She said FCC, so I think maybe the FCC is trying to shut us down because maybe we said pussy wagon.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Or it was all that. I bet it. You know what? I bet it's more of the peanut and insulin talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. See. Hey, yeah, our Skype feed needs some insulin.
Yeah.
It's going into a coma. Anyway. What else? What? Any more information on Amarillo?
All right. So another interesting fact: the elevation of Amarillo.
Yes.
What do you think it is?
7 feet.
Above sea level?
I don't know. Oh. Yeah. I don't know.
Elevation
100 feet.
above sea level.
I don't know. Yeah.
Remember, the Woodlands is 160 feet above sea level.
Okay.
So what do you think the elevation of Amarillo is?
1,000.
3,700.
That's many feet.
Yes.
It's like a mountain. It's like a big flat mountain.
Yes. It's called the High Plains.
The High Plains.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you remember a movie called High Plains Drifter with Clint Eastwood.
I do.
Excellent movie.
Okay.
Yeah. It's that area.
Okay. Did y'all turn off your camera? Can they hear us?
No, I think Skype just crapped out on us.
Okay. Well.
All right. If you guys can hear us, you don't have to stick around and wait for Skype to clear up.
Yeah, your Vorloft is gonna Vorloft and leave you. Wait, there they came back.
Wait.
All right. Yeah, just clear. Oh wait. As soon as yeah, please. You just have the blue logo. Yeah, pull it back real quick. We'll wrap it up real quick and let you guys get back to doing
Yeah.
the good. Pull them back, put them back up, and see what happens.
All right.
Is it frozen again? No, they're back. They're back. They're back. Boom.
Hey.
Ah.
Okay. We were talking the whole time. But
Wow.
We can hear you.
Okay. You guys are back.
No, I don't know. Listen, there's somewhere before it gets to my house. There's somebody who's got the fiber optic line, and they're doing this. They're just waiting for the time. They just do that.
Well, considering we do a zero budget show, these things happen from time to time.
It's not zero budget.
Really?
Yeah, I'm losing money
When's the last time you spent money on this?
every month.
How?
Well, first the internet.
You pay for that anyway.
2,
What do
the
you- what do we do?
electricity.
Okay.
3, the hosting.
The hosting.
Yeah, all the hosting.
Yeah.
We're on a website, bro.
But before we get dropped again, we just want to say thanks for having us on.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, guys.
Anytime.
Yes. So, everybody, Pondaseta. Oh, wait, you got the graphic, right? They're in Amarillo,
Definitely
Texas.
must stop if you're passing through Amarillo.
Please do.
There's a lot of us who pass through Amarillo because we all in Houston. There's a bunch of skiers. Everyone goes to Colorado, and a lot of people drive, and Amarillo's the halfway point.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. Please do stop and come in and let us know where you're from. We'd love to talk beer. And Trevor and I try to hang out as much as we can. We also try to go home sometimes, but we'll let you know if that's.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed you guys there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Us too.
I mean, honestly, like our whole setup, you can't see it, but we're sitting at the bar that you can sit at
Yeah.
and watch us brew and transfer and do everything. So there's no glass. You can talk to us and hang out. We'll probably drink a beer with you. So yeah.
I believe, if my memory is right, there's like a little chain, but that was the only thing keeping people from like going actually back in the brew room.
Right. So unlike the city of Houston, the city of Amarillo allowed us to have our brew house in the same room as our fermenters, and it's only separated by a pony wall and a chain
Yeah.
from you.
Yeah, that Houston is ridiculous in that regard.
Well, for sure, next time you guys are in the Houston area, please reach out to us.
We will. Yeah. Like I said, we're open to establish a collab down there in the next little bit. So, we hope to be there in the spring and come see you guys.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Let me know. I know dudes that are into collabing.
Yeah, we know people.
They're
All right. Perfect.
deep. All right. Trevor and Caleb, Pondaseta Brewing in Amarillo, Texas. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Cheers.
Yeah.
Josh. Your
Oh,
cheers.
yeah, sorry,
Your cheers.
sorry.
Your cheers.
And Merry
Yeah.
Christmas, too.
Yeah, for
Merry
sure.
Christmas.
All right, we'll talk soon. Guys, that was a lot of fun, man. Their
All right,
beers are
guys.
fantastic.
All right, man.
Toodaloo. All right, let's wrap it there. And
That
that's
was
kinda-
cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. And now we know which KW.
It's pretty cool to think that you can you go. I went all the way to Amarillo, Texas, and I still had great beer.
Yeah.
Great brewery. It was great beer. Like my beer intake did not miss a step. There's. I mean,
in some ways, it maybe even a jump.
I mean, we don't have to be in like big cities to get good beer.
No, not in Texas, man.
No.
There's so many good breweries out there. Even on the way, that's my recommendation. There's this is, if you're taking road trips for your Christmas break or whatever and heading out to see family, get a Texas brewery map
Yeah.
on your Google Maps
I mean,
and plot your trip so you can stop a couple places.
and I was whenever I growing up, and then my brother's like this too. Like, you're going from point A to point B. You're trying to make like good time.
Yeah.
There's no point of that.
No.
I mean, you're getting a chance to go through these places and trying new beer that you wouldn't get normally. Because, I like Amarillo.
Yeah.
But I'm not just going to just decide one day, I'm going to drive up to Amarillo for the hell of it.
Right. No,
But when you have the opportunity, make some stops on the way.
Yeah, it's so true. You've touched on something. Like, it used to be, like, I don't know why. Like, my dad was, we got to make good time. And it was always that, right? But, no, don't make good time. Make good times.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know?
life is about the journey, not the destination.
Unless it's a really cool destination where there's a brewery. But then again, you can make the journey part of the destination.
Yeah.
The trip as a whole, though, embrace that for sure. Those are wise words from Kennedy there.
Yeah. I I didn't come up with that on my own.
No, but I mean, it doesn't matter. People come up with stuff that they just rehash from somebody else, and it's still good stuff. So kudos to you.
Yeah, and by the way, in the middle of all this, Preston did say hi.
Oh, hey, Preston. Oh, you mean Preston from the Grain Cellar? Humble's Premier Homebrew Store?
I do need Preston from the Grain Cellar.
I'm going to hit our outro music because we're coming up on close to quitting time.
Okay.
Or getting back to work time. So I'll turn that way down. Oh, I should have used our Christmas outro, but
Man, this Dunkel.
next week. Is Jules going to be here next week?
I don't
Maybe.
know.
You don't know yet?
I don't know.
Next week we got to do Christmas drinks and things.
So this next week's gonna be our last show of the year, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to make it a big one. I like having I wish it was a little longer, though. This was a kind of a short year. I like having the decorations up. Is there any way we can pan up to show the snowstorm and the...
Oh, I can do this. Hold on.
do that. Whatever you can do. We have a...
You spent a lot of time on this, so I can do this.
Oh, yeah, we have a snowstorm. You got to get the lights and everything. Actually, my daughters made all the, and my wife made all the snowflakes. And they use those white lights. And when you turn the lights out, it's like a very cozy. And there's Brock in a Speedo. And, yeah, it's fun. And then there's Godzilla with the Christmas chain that we kind of started on but didn't really get finished. Okay. Now that everybody's got motion sickness. We didn't say much about the Grain Cellar. Christmas coming up quick. And if you are looking to get the home brewer in your life something awesome, check out the Grain Cellar over in Humble. And talk to Preston if you're trying to build a keezer. Maybe you're trying to get a starter kit, or you're just trying to up your loved one's brewing game because you're like, they have pretty good beer, but it could be better. All that available at the Grain Cellar. And if you walk in today and say, hey, Preston, I heard you about you on Liquid Lunch. Free hug, waist up, waist down, or even the, now, since it's so close to Christmas, the Santa hug. It's where he grabs you and puts his belly on you and goes, hoo, hoo, hoo.
Do you think he'll do like back to front hugs?
Yeah, but he can do the Santa version of those too. So it's a full double arm embrace. Puts his belly, he sticks his belly out, and he goes. Hoo, 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 hoo.
Do you think like he'll come up behind you and embrace you?
If you want that, yeah. Dude.
Like-
Preston is all about customer service, and he
Okay.
will service you,
Okay.
customer.
I feel like being serviced.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's about it. So the Grain Cellar over in Humble. That's where. And if you ever need any expertise, like you're in the middle of a brew day and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Call Preston. He can guide you through that.
Yes,
So,
I have him on speed dial.
yeah. So we got one more week, and we're gonna do some Christmassy stuff next week. So are you ready
Christmas
for
show
that?
next week.
You ready for that?
I am ready.
Yeah. Grab that Yule log. Bring it on in.
I'm ready to have a very cool Yule.
Yeah, it's gonna be the coolest of Yulists or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, big thanks to Caleb and Trevor.
Thanks,
Poinsettia
Tammy. Merry
Brewing.
Christmas to
Yeah.
you too.
Oh, there's Foamy Head 13. He went to Pittsburgh, Texas. Passed by
Pittsburgh?
Anvil Brewing.
There's a Pittsburgh, Texas.
Apparently so.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. So there you go. When you're on your road trip, pass by, and even if you can't have a
Man,
beer,
I
let's say
really-
it's 2 in the morning or something, leave them a note. Leave them a sticky.
I really wish we could have like made some stops on the way back
Yeah.
from Amarillo.
All right. Well, we got
I couldn't do it.
okay. Well, we got 20 seconds left. So
Yeah.
anyway.
Hooray for beer.
Hooray for beer. All right. Well, everybody, Merry Christmas again. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you right here next week for a very special Christmas episode. So for Caleb and Trevor and for Kennedy, I'm Josh. Bye, everybody. Now get back to work. All right, everybody. That's everybody, and listen to these cool jazz Christmas songs here on Liquid Lunch Radio on the Liquid Lunch audio stream.